Hello, my name is Della Kopp, and I am a member of the American Business Women's Association, ABWA Maya chapter, based in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Today, I would like to welcome Nawal Motawi to our program. Nawal Motawi, founder of Motawi Tileworks, was first exposed to the tile of the arts and crafts movement at Pottery in Detroit, which she visited during her first college ceramics class. Motawi Tileworks was then founded in 1992 by Nawal, who started making tiles in her garage and selling them at the Ann Arbor Farmers Market next to the Rutabaga Cellars. Nawal and her team at Motawi Tileworks are passionate about making great tiles while spreading positivity and sharing their experience. Nawal, do you have any other facts you would like to share with our audience today?
Really interested in taking care of all our stakeholders, as it were. So having great relationships with our vendors, where we're paying attention to how our people are and having a mentally healthy as well as physically healthy workplace.
I would gather that you have a more robust environment with your employees and your team, and as well as the product is at the highest quality you expect when everybody's happy around you.
So it's important to me that I'm surrounded by intelligent, competent people, and that we're all fulfilled by the work that we're doing.
Well, I appreciate those comments. A lot of employees nowadays look for that type of environment and are drawn towards it. And then the longevity of them staying is in place. And so happy employees, happy company, happy customers.
Definitely.
Yeah. So Nawal, how did you become interested in tiles as your pottery profession?
You know what? I was in art school, and I actually dropped out of art school partway through, and I did a bunch of things, and I ended up going back with a focus, on the fine crafts, and I didn't know which kind of fine craft I would be interested in. So I tried the fiber arts, and I did clay, and I was still working in sculpture, but something about ceramics and clay and glaze and the magical things that happen in the firing just really grabbed me. And so the truth is, I got ceramics grabbed a hold of me and didn't let go. And after working, at Pewabic Pottery and other places, I came to realize that I really, in a way, I don't think I'm that employable. I'm a little stubborn, so I make a really terrible employee, but a very driven business owner. So I really enjoy being able to kind of call the shots, but, it's really more of a test of me against, I'd rather be me against the world than me against the man, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Whether the man is a man or a woman, if I'm not respecting, who I'm working for and what we're doing and the things we're making, then I have a hard time. And so I think almost whatever field I got into, that I would become self-employed.
I mean, to be self-employed is a great thing. And so many people strive to be entrepreneurs nowadays, that you have definitely made that step forward and you've recognized your strengths. So I applaud you for that. Some people can never figure that out.
Well, thank you. And I would say, entrepreneurism it's not for everybody. You have to have a high tolerance for risk and this crazy belief in yourself that you can make it work one way or another, that even if it fails, you'll be able to crawl out of it and go on to the next thing. And so I know that people are driven by different things, and I know what drives me, but I don't feel like being an entrepreneur is like the be all end all for everybody, because that's not what everybody wants. But if it is, then risk tolerance and a lot of determination help a lot.
Those are some really good tips for entrepreneurs. Did you have any other ones that you wanted to share?
I do. One thing I like to say, if you've got a product or your idea, is just to get it out there any way that you can. And, the farmer's market was the venue that I could afford way back in the garage days, and it worked. It didn't sound very fancy, but, business is not about stationery and business cards. It's about getting your product out there and getting some traction with it. I mean, if people stopped buying my designs, then I wouldn't have a business anymore. So the truth is, you have to look at what's happening. So, the flip side is, I say perseverance is really big. Getting your product out there is really big, but also being, understanding facing the brutal facts, facing realities, when they're not what you want. So if people are not buying your product, it's not the people's fault. It's, you got to look at what you're doing and see how you're going to change it.
Those are very important tips. And I agree that you need to look at what the customer is interested in. Even though you may have a passion for it, that's not something that might drive them to purchase it. Which actually brings me to my next question of what inspires the designs that you produce?
Oh, you know what? I look at artwork and design work of all kinds, mostly in books, I have to say. Mm-hmm. When I choose a design, it's because I'm enchanted by a visual, and I want to take that visual and turn it into a tile. I can see the tile in an image. So it's not coming from deep inside me. I'm not sure it's spiritual, but there's this intangible eye, clearly, that I have when I think something is really beautiful and satisfies me visually. Practice has shown that the public will like it and will buy it, but they won't buy everything. So some designs don't fly, and that doesn't bother me because I have plenty. I have a lot more ideas where that one came from.
Do you do it on paper, or do you actually do it in computer programming and then work from there?
You know what? I start with images. I might do some sketching on paper, some doodling. These days, I tend to doodle in Adobe Illustrator. Okay. Yeah, it's a really great tool, and with pencil and paper, once you undo, you can't go back. And I love that about designing with computers, is that I can capture some work, decide to sort of hold that work and then, duplicate a layer and do some more work on the design. And maybe 5 ideas in, I say, wait a minute, I need to go back to that other idea. And I can. So I appreciate that about the technology.
Yes, we have definitely come a long way. So I have looked at your designs on your website. I haven't actually been into your place of business, which I'm excited to do, having looked at your website, but I was just fascinated with some of your images of birds, and there was one with a fireplace that actually had some pines within the color scheme of the earth tones that you brought forward. And I don't know, it's just, I was very calmed looking at all of the different imagery on your website. So very exciting to see what you have done out there.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. And a good time awaits you. Also, we have tours. So you can actually take a process tour, and we'll show you how we make the tiles. And I know that's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You have to check the website for the times. Those are kind of working tours when you can see people really doing things, and our employees will talk and show you what they're doing. They'll talk to you. On Saturdays, we have some quick walkthroughs that people can do, because the staff doesn't work 7 days.
Okay.
We try to keep a sane work schedule for people.
That's good. That's important. Nawal, ABWA is so excited to have you as our keynote speaker and that you're going to be sharing your personal story with us at our conference on March 23rd, Women Together, Be You, Your Best You. Did you have anything else you wanted to share?
You know what? I'm looking forward to that. And a part of Motawi's mission is to share what we do, and it's gratifying when people are interested. I hope I can help another person on their way in business or life. That's incredibly rewarding. So I'm looking forward to it.
Nawal, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it, and it was fun to chat with you.
You're very welcome.